This week, we received tens of thousands of Pfizer doses, with hundreds of thousands scheduled to arrive weekly starting next Monday. We're on track to have 6 million doses from Pfizer and Moderna by the end of March. And as I've said many times, by September, we will have enough doses to vaccinate every Canadian who wants it.
We've reached an agreement with Pfizer for 35 million booster doses for next year and 30 million in the year after. This deal includes options to add 30 million doses in both 2022 and 2023, and an option for 60 million doses in 2024.
Just a pinch.
So I'm really happy to have gotten my booster shot for COVID today. It's really important that we all keep up to date as the weather's getting colder, as we know flu season's kicking in, runny noses, keeping ourselves safe, keeping our friends safe, keeping our loved ones safe, and not overloading frontline health workers. That means making sure we're up to date in our booster shots.
I can show you data on just how many COVID-19 vaccines the federal government purchased before those same vaccines were even approved by Health Canada for human use. Quite a gamble. They were on a wing and a prayer. Today's information comes to us by way of an order paper question posed to the federal government by Conservative MP Colin Carey. He asked the federal government for all the data on the number of vaccines that were purchased by the feds, and then how many of those purchases were made in advance of Health Canada approval for the vaccine. By my estimation, the federal government now has or had purchase orders for nearly 600 million doses of COVID-19 vaccine, 585 million actually, with 373 million of those doses purchased in advance of Health Canada approval. It's a pretty big gamble, like I said, but it's not their money. And it's probably the reason these vaccines keep getting approved regardless of their efficacy. Now, the response to Carey's question was read into the House of Commons official record, Hansard, this week, and it goes on and on, 600 million doses worth. But here are just a couple of examples. For Moderna's Spikevax, the date the initial purchase agreement was publicly announced, November 16th, 2020. The number of doses purchased was 44 million in 2021, and then they exercised options to buy more, another 25 million in 2022, 35 million in 2023, and 35 million in 2024. The initial date of approval from Health Canada, though, was December 23rd, 2020. So by my math, that's 104 million doses of just Moderna, that vaccine with serious myocarditis outcomes, with about 40% of that contract purchased in advance of Health Canada's approval. For Pfizer's jab, the date the initial agreement was publicly announced was July 20th, 2020. The number of doses was 51 million in 2021, and then they upped it, buying some more for 2022, another 65 million, and then another 60 million in 2023, and another 60 million in 2024. However, the date of approval from Health Canada was December 9th, 2020. If I'm reading this right, this means we purchased 236 million doses of Pfizer, with 51 million of those purchased 5 months before the initial approval of the vaccine. For the Sanofi vaccine, the date the original purchase agreement was announced was July 29th, 2020. The number of doses purchased at that time was 72 million, and that vaccine is still under review by Health Canada. So 72 million doses were purchased by the federal government of a medicine that is still under review 2 full years later. But I think that one's going to get approved because why not? How could it not? Remember this?
It is basically biological chip that it is in the tablet. And once you take the tablet and dissolves into your stomach, sends a signal that you took the tablet. So imagine the applications of that, compliance.
I'm not entirely sure what Health Canada is reviewing. We know COVID vaccines don't have to work to receive approval. Just ask all the quadruple boosted multiple COVID infection survivors like Justin Trudeau, who are wasting all of our money on these things. For Rebel News, I'm Sheila Gunn Reid. Have you checked out the Rebel News store lately? We're always adding new stuff, and just in time for Christmas, we've added some very fun trucker Christmas stuff. I cannot wait to get some for myself, but also for my family. And actually, I can get the shirt I want for myself for free. And so can you with our new coupon code. The coupon code is Christmas. And if you buy 2 unisex shirts, you get the third one for yourself for free. Just go to rebelnewsstore.com, coupon code Christmas, to buy 2 shirts and get your third one free.